This is Chris McDaniels. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris McDaniels, and follow me on all my social media accounts. It'll be down there in the description box, and I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw, April 21st, 2025 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. This is the night after WrestleMania, so let's go ahead and talk about the show. So we kick off the show with the new, undisputed WWE Champion, John Cena. He comes out there, the lights goes out, and then, with the spotlight on him and stuff, walking down to the ring, which was pretty cool. The ring announcer announced him, but then Cena tells the ring announcer to get back into the ring and, read this paper to announce him and, announcing him off of that. So, yeah, that's what happened there, intimidating the ring announcer. But, yeah, then John Cena was talking about the fans, and he was talking about how the fans don't deserve him and all that stuff. But then he starts cutting down the days, where he says that he had 36 dates in the beginning of the year, and then he counts down all the dates, and he says that he only has 27 more dates left after tonight. So yeah, that's what he was saying there. He says that he don't got matches, he got dates just to appear, and he says that he don't gotta wrestle to keep the title for the rest of the year, to retire with it. So yeah, that's what John Cena was talking about there. And he says that he don't care, and that it don't have that, the check ain't going to be big enough for him to come back and wrestle. So yeah, that's what John Cena was saying there. And then Cena was talking about the fans and everything, how the fans just booed Cody Rhodes, like how they cheer for him on SmackDown, and then they booed for him last night and all that stuff. And he was talking crap about the fans for pretty much betraying people like Cody Rhodes and himself. So yeah, that's what John Cena was talking about there. And then he was talking about how nobody is going to be taking away that WWE Championship, not even Cody Rhodes. And then he says that everybody better pull out their phones and take a picture of him one last time, because it's going to be the last time that he's going to be in Vegas now. And yeah, then he holds up the WWE Championship, letting everybody take pictures, and then all of a sudden, the fans is going crazy, because behind him, we see Randy Orton, and then Orton turns Cena around. He hits a RKO onto him, and yeah, Randy Orton is definitely going after the undisputed WWE Championship. But yeah, that is pretty big right there. Great segment. I really enjoyed it. Randy Orton's definitely going after the WWE Championship. Definitely can't wait to see them face off one last time. Why not? That's going to be amazing. But yeah, I think the last time they faced off was, I think it was a random SmackDown in 2016, I believe. One-on-one at least. So yeah, I think that was the last time. So it's been a minute. But yeah, pretty good segment. But up next is going to be Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria defending the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships up against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Up next on Monday Night Raw. That'll be the first match of the night. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get to the first match of the night. It was the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Becky Lynch, and the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria, versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the Judgment Day, in a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. So yeah, this is the first match of the night. And this is a rematch from last night's WrestleMania 41 Night 2. So yeah, we get to this match, and this match, it was really good. I would say this match was definitely way more better than their match last night at WrestleMania 41 Night 2. This match, it was really good. Both of these teams beating the hell out of each other, going back and forth and everything. At one point, Liv was trying to hit Oblivion on to Becky. Becky catches her and then manages to hit the manhandle slam onto Liv. She pinned her. 1, 2. Raquel breaks the pin at the count of 2. Lyra and Becky at one point was trying to hit like a double superplex onto Raquel off the top turnbuckle at one point. But then Liv comes up, powerbombing Becky Lynch, and then Raquel powerbombs Lyra Valkyria off the second turnbuckle like an avalanche powerbomb. She pinned her. 1, 2. Lyra barely kicked out at 2. Eventually, we did see Lyra fighting back and everything, hitting a nice tornado DDT onto Raquel. And then she actually manages to pick her up, hitting Nightwing, but very close by the ropes. But she hits Nightwing onto Raquel. She pinned her. 1, 2. Liv places Raquel's foot on the bottom rope, getting a rope break. And then Liv and Becky was going at it outside the ring. Liv throws Becky face first into the ring post, taking her out. And then we see Liv getting tagged in for the match. And then And then Raquel was still trying to go after Lyra, but then she got caught up on the top rope and stuff. And then Lyra knocks Raquel down, but then Raquel falls on Becky outside of the ring. And then Lyra turns around, and then she gets hit with Oblivion by Liv Morgan. And then Liv pins her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defeated Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch tonight in the tag team match. And they are now the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I think they are 4-time Women's Tag Team Champions now. So yeah, really good match. So this match, it was really, really good. But then after the match ended, Liv and Raquel done dipped out. And then Becky gets into the ring checking on Lyra, helping her out and up and all that. But then Becky clotheslines Lyra, turning heel. Lyra couldn't believe it. Becky done walked out of the ring after she done screamed at Lyra. And then she gets back into the ring and starts beating the hell out of Lyra once again. And then she decides to get out, and then she got back into the ring with Lyra, still can't believe in what the hell just happened. And then Becky hits a manhandle slam onto Lyra, then picks her up, hitting a second manhandle slam on her again. And then she gets out of the ring, and then the fans is chanting one more time. So Becky gets back in there, hitting a third manhandle slam onto Lyra Valkyria, laying her out. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty crazy stuff. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez becoming the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and then Becky Lynch turning heel, attacking Lyra Valkyria. So this is going to be pretty interesting stuff of what's going to be happening now. So, you know what, I'm really interested, and it looks like Becky will possibly be going after the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. So it's going to be really, really interesting stuff for damn sure. So yeah, definitely can't wait for it, but it looks like this Women's Intercontinental Championship is going to be elevated even higher, which is definitely going to be a good thing, you know? So yeah, that's what happened there. A really good match. What happened after the match was really good. I'll give it all 4.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good match, and what happened after the match was really good stuff. So that's why I'll give it. But yeah, then after that, we see the World Tag Team Champions, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the New Day, walking by backstage, and then they came across Karrion Kross, and Karrion Kross just staring at him, smiling and all that, and New Day was smiling as well. But up next, we're going to be seeing the new World Tag Team Champions in the ring up next, celebrating. So yeah, that will be up next, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, we get to the next segment of the night where we see the new WWE World Tag Team Champions, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the New Day. They got into the ring, and yeah, they were talking about how they are the new WWE World Tag Team Champions and how they won it at night 1 of WrestleMania 41 against the War Raiders. That's what he was talking about there, and they was talking about how people need to celebrate for them because they are the New Day. But then all of a sudden they get interrupted by Otis and Akira Tozawa with Maxine Dupree, Alpha Academy. Maxine Dupree comes out there and she says that, you know, before the New Day won the tag team titles, you know, they actually had a match against Alpha Academy a couple months ago, and they lost in like a minute. So then she started calling them Minutemen and all that stuff, and the New Day was getting all upset about that. So the New Day tells Alpha Academy to get in the ring, and they'll defend their tag team titles against them, and had the referee to come out there. So yeah, referee comes running out there, and it looks like we was going to get this match, the New Day versus Alpha Academy, for the WWE World Tag Team Championships, up until the lights go out. And then all of a sudden, a theme song starts playing, which we don't recognize at all, but it was because it is a new theme song for Rusev. Yeah, Rusev makes his return tonight on Monday Night Raw with a new theme song and all. He comes out there, and he gets into the ring, but the New Day quickly get out of the ring, and then he immediately starts attacking Otis and starts beating him down. He was beating down Akira Tozawa as well, and they had no chance against Rusev. Rusev takes out Akira Tozawa, and then he kicks Otis upside the head, hitting the Machka kick onto him, and then stomps on his back multiple times, locking on the Accolade onto Otis, laying him out. So yeah, Rusev makes his return, attacking Alpha Academy tonight. But then, after that, we see the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, with the new Intercontinental Champion, Dominic Mysterio, and Carlito. The Judgment Day talking backstage, and they was talking about how they all got titles now, and then Finn Balor comes in there, and Finn was not too happy with Dominic, and then Carlito was telling Finn that, you know, it feels like they're champions too. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there. So Carlito was just being funny right there. But yeah, that's what happened there. But next it will be the WWE Women's World Champion, Io Sky, where we see her up next. So, yeah, see you guys later. Till then. So, the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, we get to the next segment of the night, which leads into a match. Let's definitely go ahead and talk about it. So, yeah, we see the WWE Women's World Champion, Io Sky. She comes out there, she's all happy. She is celebrating that, she retained the WWE Women's World Championship last night at WrestleMania 41 Night 2, where she beat Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. So yeah, that's what she was talking about there, and how they gotta respect her and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Io was talking about there. But then she gets interrupted by the NXT Women's Champion, Stephanie Baker. Stephanie comes out there because Io calls herself one of the best, and Stephanie says that she wants to face one of the best, and that's what she wants. And both of them is like, okay, well, let's get this match in the way. So like both of them is about to have a match, but then the Raw General Manager Adam Pearce comes out there, and he just came out there just to tell everybody if they want to see this match happen, and the crowd obviously wants to see the match happen, so Adam Pearce makes the match happen. So yeah, it was the WWE Women's World Champion Io Sky versus the NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Baker one-on-one. In this match, it was really good. Both of these women was beating the hell out of each other, going back and forth and everything, coming up near falls. They was just going at it, Stephanie tried to hit her finish move, the SVD, a couple of times onto Io. Io tried to hit the over-the-head moonsault onto Stephanie. So, yeah, it was just going back and forth. But then at the ending of this match, we see Roxanne Perez and Julia coming in there attacking Stephanie Baker and Io Sky. So, yeah, it led to like a double disqualification. So, yeah, no contest for this match. And yeah, everybody thought that Julia was a heel, but she is definitely a heel now after attacking Io Sky and Stephanie Baker. So yeah, both women was beating the hell out of Stephanie and Io. Roxanne does got a match against Stephanie tomorrow night for the NXT Women's Championship. But yeah, they was beating the hell out of them. But then all of a sudden out comes Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley comes in there, and by the way, she got like a black eye with her left eye, and it was like cut and stuff, so that was pretty crazy. She got into the ring, and then Roxanne tries to attack Rhea, but then Rhea got her up on the ring apron, and then headbutts the hell out of Roxanne, knocking her off the apron, and then Julia was thinking about coming up to attack Rhea from behind, but then Rhea turned around and stops Julia right in her, in her attempt. And then Julia decides to get out of the ring and then helps Roxanne up. So yeah, that's what's going on there. And then Rhea looks at Io. She grabs the WWE Women's World Championship, and then Io Sky got up, and Rhea is actually showing some respect to Io there. But yeah, that's what happened there. It was still a really good match between Stephanie Baker and Io Sky for the match. And what happened after the match, I'll give it all 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a really good match between these two women. Hopefully they can have a rematch sometime soon, But yeah, that's what happened there. Really good stuff. But yeah, we see CM Punk arriving to the arena. Obviously, you got some stuff to say after what happened at WrestleMania. So yeah, that'll be later on tonight. But next we're going to be seeing the World Heavyweight Champion, the new World Heavyweight Champion, Jey Uso, celebrating up next on Raw. So yeah, see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, we get to the next segment of the night where we see the new World Heavyweight Champion main event, Jey Uso. He comes out there to the ring, and the fans is going crazy for him, cheering for him and everything, and then they went in to do his thing again, and he does his thing again. So yeah, that's what Jey was doing. He was celebrating stuff. Actually, before he came out, they had a really good video package for Jey Uso, so that was really good stuff. It was a really good video package. If you have yet, definitely go check that out. But yeah, Jey comes out there celebrating and all, and then he starts talking about how he beat Gunther at WrestleMania to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. But then all of a sudden, we get the returning Sami Zayn. So yeah, Sami Zayn comes out there, and he actually comes in the ring, is first apologizing to Jey Uso for not being there for him when times got tough with Gunther and everything, where Gunther laid out Jimmy and all that stuff, so he apologizes to Jey, but he comes out there to congratulate Jey and want to celebrate with him, and then they started celebrating and all that. They gave each other a hug, started celebrating, and then all of a sudden out comes Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso comes out there celebrating with them as well. So yeah, that's why they're a pretty cool moment for Jey right there. But yeah, then after that, we see AJ Styles getting interviewed by Jackie Redmond backstage, And yeah, he was talking about Logan Paul and everything about what happened at WrestleMania last night. And then Karrion Kross comes up, and Karrion Kross pretty much told AJ Styles that he should have used brass knuckles. And then Styles says that he didn't want to go back to the same man that he was like a year ago, and you know he don't want to use the brass knuckles. And then Kross was like, "Well, I want to see that same man," and AJ was like, "No, I don't want to see that same man ever again." And he tells Kross to go on somewhere else. So yeah, that's what's going on there. But yeah, later on tonight, we're going to be seeing the Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio defending the title up against Penta later on tonight on Raw. So yeah, see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get to another segment where we see Michael Cole and Pat McAfee talking about what happened at WrestleMania the other night, talking about how Gunther tapped out and everything to Jey Uso. And then all of a sudden we see Gunther coming out there confronting Michael Cole and Pat McAfee about it. And then he just goes up to Michael Cole, pulls off Cole's headset, talking about how about you fight me like a man and stuff, and Cole don't want to deal with him, you know. But then all of a sudden Pat McAfee got up, and then Gunther pushes Pat McAfee down, and then he locks on a sleeper hold onto Michael Cole up until Pat McAfee comes up punching Gunther, and then Gunther lets go of Michael Cole. A bunch of referees and security guards, Adam Pearce comes down, separating them, and then all of a sudden Pat McAfee throws up his hands to I ain't going to get him, and then he was trying to walk away up until Gunther comes up from behind, locking on a sleeper hold on him, and then we see Pat McAfee's friends jumping over the barricade trying to help him out, but security's not letting them help out Pat McAfee, and then Gunther still had him on the sleeper hold for a long time actually, and then he finally lets go. So yeah, Gunther finally let it go of the sleeper hold, and then he walks through the crowd and stuff, walking away, and then Pat McAfee and Michael Cole had to get help to the back. So yeah, that's what happened there with Gunther attacking Pat McAfee and Michael Cole tonight on Monday Night Raw. But yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see. I'll see. It looks like it'll probably be Gunther taking on Pat McAfee soon in the match. So yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting to see. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later. Till then. So we get to the next match of the night, but before we talk about the next match of the night, we got to talk about a segment that happened backstage. So yeah, we see Pat McAfee getting helped down to the doctor's office, the trainer room, and then we see a bunch of his friends going in there, and Pat McAfee, we actually see Adam Pearce talking to Michael Cole, and he tells Michael Cole to go ahead and take the night off and everything, and Michael Cole says that he's not going to be taking a night off for some bullies. So yeah, that's what he says there, and he says that he's going to go back to the commentary table, but Joe Tessitore is replacing Pat McAfee for the rest of the night. So yeah, that's what Michael Cole does. And he goes back to the commentary table. So yeah, and then we get to the next match of the night. It was the Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Penta one-on-one for the Intercontinental Championship. Finn Balor and Carlito was at ringside with Dominic here tonight, the Judgment Day. So yeah, we get to this match. And this match, it was a pretty good one. Both of these guys was beating the hell out of each other in this. Penta takes out Finn Balor during this match and everything. But then at the ending, Penta was taking control of this match. He climbed up there on the top turnbuckle. And then we see Carlito getting up on the ring apron, distracting the referee. And then we see the returning JD McDonough coming up, pushing Penta off the top turnbuckle. Penta hits the top rope on the way down. And then Dominic drop kicks him in the back, knocking him up on the second rope, hitting the 619 onto him, and then he climbed up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with a frog splash onto Penta, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Dominic Mysterio defeated Penta tonight to retain the Intercontinental Championship with the help of the returning JD McDonough tonight. And then we see Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez coming out there celebrating with Dominic, and Finn was pretty shocked. I don't think he even knew that JD was going to be there, so yeah, he was pretty shocked about that. So it definitely looks like he did not know that JD McDonough was going to be there tonight, but yeah, it happened. So yeah, Dominic Mysterio retains the title tonight for that match and the return and all that stuff. I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it still a pretty good match. Go check it out if you haven't yet. But yeah, up next we're going to be seeing the final segment of the night, it seems like, with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman coming out there. I know CM Punk is there as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get to the next segment of the night where we see Seth Rollins. He comes out there with Paul Heyman, and yeah, Seth and Paul Heyman starts talking. Well, Seth starts talking. He was talking about how he won the triple threat match in the main event of WrestleMania 41 Night 1 by beating CM Punk and Roman Reigns. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there. And then Paul Heyman was talking about how he's the one behind this one, Seth Rollins. So yeah, that's what he was saying there. But then all of a sudden, out comes CM Punk. CM Punk obviously wants to fight. He gets into the ring, and him and Seth is going at it. And Punk was beating the hell out of Seth in the corner. But then we see Paul Heyman coming up, look like he was trying to hit a low blow on that Punk. But Punk quickly turned around, and then he starts backing Heyman up in the corner, about to attack him, up until Seth comes back from behind, attacking Punk by poking him in the eyes and stuff. And then we see him hit a curb stomp on the Punk, laying him out. And then Seth and Paul Heyman's laughing and all that stuff. But then all of a sudden, Roman Reigns' theme song hits. Seth then grabs Punk and tosses him out of the ring. Roman gets into the ring, and he hits the ropes, coming back with a massive spear on the Rollins, laying him out, and then he hits a Superman punch onto Paul Heyman, laying him out as well, and then he goes to the corner, setting up for a spear on Paul Heyman, but then he gets hit with a spear by Bron Breakker. So yeah, Bron Breakker comes in there, hitting a spear onto Roman Reigns, and then all of a sudden, Seth is staring at Bron Breakker, confused and all that stuff. But then all of a sudden, we see CM Punk coming up from behind, about to attack Rollins. But then Breakker hits a spear on the Punk, laying him out as well. Well, then Rollins is all happy and stuff. He gives Bron Breakker a hug and starts laughing. But then he sees Roman getting back up outside the ring, and then he tells Bron Breakker to go get Roman. Breakker gets out of the ring, and he's walking up to Roman, but Roman gives him a right hand, but then collapses again. And then it pisses off Breakker. Breakker starts running around the ring, coming up, hitting a massive spear onto Roman Reigns through the barricade, laying him out. And then we see Seth telling Braun to grab Roman and bringing him into the ring. He tosses Roman into the ring, and he's holding Roman. And then Seth is telling Roman this is what's going to happen to him, like what he's doing to CM Punk. And then he hits a curb stomp onto CM Punk. And then he hits a curb stomp onto Roman as well, laying both of them out. And then we see Paul Heyman raising Seth and Bron Breakker's hands up. And yeah, Bron Breakker is now a new Paul Heyman guy, just like Seth Rollins. So yeah, that was the ending of Monday Night Raw, where Bron Breakker and Seth Rollins looks like they're going to be teaming up now. So yeah, it looks like a new faction going on there. But yeah, pretty interesting to see. But yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. For match of the night, I gotta say, was that women's tag team title match with Liv and Raquel taking on Becky and Lyra. That match was really good. I would say that was match of the night. Tonight's episode of Raw, it was definitely a Raw after Mania. We have not had one of these good-ass Raws after Mania in a long time, and this one, it was really good. We had a bunch of stuff. Title changes, title matches, heel turns with Becky Lynch turning heel. We had returns of Rusev making a return, and JD McDonough returning. A great segment to end off Monday Night Raw. A good segment to start off Raw with Randy Orton challenging John Cena for the title, it seems like. And then we had a lot of other stuff happening on Raw, like Stephanie Vaquer making her in-ring debut on Monday Night Raw, taking on Io Sky, Julia and Roxanne attacking them, and Rhea Ripley coming out there. So a lot of good stuff happening on Monday Night Raw. For tonight's episode of Raw, I'll give it 10 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a great show, 10 out of 10. One of the best Raws in a long, long time. But yeah, really great episode. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that has been my WWE Monday Night Raw April 21st, 2025 reviews. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris McDaniels, and follow me on all my social media accounts. And I'll be down there in the description box, and I'll see you guys later for tomorrow night's NXT reviews. See you guys later. Till then.